say hello to everybody, and I will see you all at the end of the webinar. So take it away, Todd, and thank you again for taking your time for doing this webinar.
All right, thanks a lot, Gary. Hello, everybody. Good morning to all the people in Asia, and good evening to all the people, looks like in South America. We have quite a few, and other places around the world. So today we are going to go over a lot of tools. Let me go ahead and share my screen, and we can go ahead and get going. And we are going to look at primarily what I call the core four, which are the most essential sites or most essential tools that I use. And they are Audacity, Canva, Drive, and Google Forms. Now, actually, Blogger is part of that. So Blogger is going to be the main platform that we're going to be using today. And we're going to talk about how you can use Blogger to leverage so many other tools. And you can create what I call a class with SaaS. And SaaS stands for Software as a Service. And so now there are so many free tools around the world that you can use online that it's just amazing what you can do in your classrooms. So before we get started, it would help me if I actually get some information from you. So I'm going to give you a link. And I'll grab the link here, and you can access today's page. Now, you can also get it here. This is the name of the website. It's pushtechtips.blogspot.jp. And if I just go here to the chat room, if I can pull it up here, I might have to stop sharing my screen just for a second to put that in there. And now I can share my screen again. There it is. So you can go to this website, and this is a typical Blogger website. Now, here's the thing about Blogger. Blogger is, I would say, one of the top 3 tools that teachers can use. And I use it even though I have an LMS at my school. So maybe you use Moodle, or maybe Edmundo if you're on your own. Maybe Google Classroom, maybe something high-tech like Blackboard. We use a system called Manaba at my university. But with every class I have, I use Blogger. And you can see why I use it right now. Because wherever you are in the world, you can access my content easily. And I can display it in a very dynamic way. This is called frictionless access. And so when we talk about using tools online, we often hear words like synchronous, asynchronous, flipped classroom, yada, 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 yada. But the one thing we don't talk about enough is frictionless access. And that means the students can access the content with no friction. There's no login, there's no password. Any teacher that uses an LMS or a learner management system has had the problem of a student going, "Teacher, what's my password? What's my username?" And you're like, I have 100 students. I don't know. You have to find out, get a request to send back to you. But with Blogger, all you have to have is a URL, and the students can put it on their phone just like an app. They can bookmark it to their home screen, and with one tap, they can get it. So I'll show you right here. Here's my phone. And again, I created this site yesterday in about 20 minutes. And if you look on my phone right here, on the bottom here, I have, here it is right here. Ta-da! So I have the app on my phone. So it's just really, really easy. You can get it with just one tap. So it's super easy to use, and today we're going to go over how you can use Blogger, and you can also use these tools. Now, I have a course. It's a free course, and it's called A to Z of Free, where we actually go through the alphabet, and we learn one app for every letter of the alphabet, and we put it in modules. And so today, we don't want to overwhelm you, but as it turns out, the best ones are actually the first letters of the alphabet. So we're going to go over first Audacity. Then we'll talk a little bit about Blogger. It's the main one, so I won't talk about it too much because we'll be using it the whole lesson, Canva, then Drive, different ways teachers can use Drive, and then we're going to talk about Google Forms. And then at the end, maybe we'll do the Launchpad. But before we get started, what I would like people to do is I'm going to go back to classic mode here in Blogger. If you can see this form right here, let's get some participation and kind of see why I like to use Blogger and Google Forms and all these tools. One of the things is you can have instant interactivity with the students. They don't have to wait. They don't have to listen for a long time to actually start participating in class. So I'm going to go ahead and stop this right here. And I'm going to share this link in the chat. I hope everybody can see it. I just put it in there. Now you can also get the link on the web page. And we want to know how familiar are you with these tools? So we have Audacity. That's for creating audio. We have Blogger, which we're using right here. Canva, which is a visual editor, a visual content creation tool. Drive, which is part of the Google Suite where you can store content and create content. Evernote, which is a note-taking app. Forms, quizzes, Quizlet, Socrative, Kahoots, and LearnClick. Now, before the emergency remote teaching, a lot of teachers might not have known about quizzes and Quizlet, but I think a lot of people do know about it now because a lot of people are teaching online. So please go ahead and take out the, fill out this form. So you would just go ahead, put in your name. I'll put in my name here and put in your country. I'm in Japan, but I'm from the US. And because I'm the teacher, I actually know how to use all of these. So I'm going to go ahead and say, I know it, I use it. And this is a simple pre-task you can do with students. I often do this with vocabulary to see what they know before I actually teach it. So that's one way you can use Google Forms. But we'll see later, the main way that you're probably going to want to use Google Forms is you're going to want to use it for self-assessment and self-grading quizzes. So now, I think maybe some people have started to put the form in. So let's kind of see what the data is. So I'm going to go to my Drive folder. And so once you're in Google, I can just find all my content in Drive. If I just come here to this little icon here, I can find Drive, I can find Blogger, I can find Sheets, I can find Docs, I can find Slides. So I'm going to actually go to Drive here. And then I can find the folder that I have it in, or I can hear it says this is the most recent one. I'm going to open it up. And I can see I already have 86 responses. So wow. So already everybody is interacting. That's a lot. It's going to grow quickly. And I can start to see the data, the responses, and I can see what people know. So here, ooh, look at this. Instantly, I know Audacity is the winner. Bing, 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 bing. So a lot of people do not know about Audacity. That's something that I should really teach about. Blogger, a lot of people don't know a lot about Blogger. So maybe I should spend some more time on that. Evernote, a lot of people don't know about Evernote. So maybe I can teach about that, right? Google Forms, everybody knows about it. Maybe I don't have to spend as much time. So here, as you can see with Blogger, and then putting a link to somewhere else, if you're sharing your screen, you can become, you can get a lot of data instantly, and it's very easy to engage the students, find real-time data that you can use with your lesson. And it looks like a lot of you don't know about Audacity. Wow. Okay. That's going to be cool. All right, so first let's start then with Audacity. So I'm going to go back to, I'm going to go back to the website. So here, this is kind of the boring vanilla view about Blogger. I'm going to switch this to snapshot view. And if you are using snapshot view in Blogger, it's just very engaging for the students, for the viewer, and for the presenter, and it's very easy to find stuff. You don't have to scroll around. So that's one of the features that I really like about this. So we're going to do Audacity first. Our data shows that a lot of you don't know a lot about Audacity. And here is Audacity right here. So Audacity is a software tool that you can download. and I'm going to show it on my computer. I'm going to stop sharing just for a second. And I'm going to share my entire screen. Yep. All right. Okay. So here's Audacity. Here's my little icon here. I'm going to move this over a bit. And so there's the website, by the way. If you're coming in late, you can find the website here. So I've downloaded Audacity, and I have this nice little icon here. So downloading it was really easy. I want to download the audio software. I just go download Audacity from the website, and then I say, hey, I want it for here. I want it for Windows, so I click that, and then I just go, I want the installer. I click that, and then from here I would click the installer again for Windows, and then I would put it on my computer, and then I can open it up, and I am ready to go. You can download it and install it in less than 30 seconds. It's that easy. You will get a help window like this when you open it up, and it gives you some information. Quick help will give you some quick tips, the manual for more detailed information, the forum where you could ask questions. They have a wiki with some more tips, so that you get this help window right off the bat when you open it up. But then if you want, you can close it. Say, don't show me this again, and okay, it's gone, and then won't ask you the second time. So now if I open it up again, I will not see that help window. It's gone. So I'll tell you what, let's make this interactive. Gary, maybe you can help me out. Somebody give me a topic in the chat window of something you would like me to talk about. What would you like me to talk about? So when you are, as a language teacher, language is sound. Now here's one thing it's kind of criminal when you think about it. People have been speaking languages for thousands and thousands of years. We've only been reading universally all around the world for about 100 years. Yet text has taken control of language learning, and that is a crime. It is a crime. Language is sound. It is audio. So we want to produce sound to help with learning. But we need text and we need textbooks because they give us guidance and they give us focus. So if you have a textbook, here we have Hand in Hand, an excellent book. You can make simple audio recordings about anything in the book. Now the book comes with audio. All books come with audio. And this book comes with audio to supplement the lessons. But if you want to have special audio just for your students, you can then create your own audio and you can supplement it, and you can do it in just seconds with Audacity. So how about in the chat? Do I have any topics to talk about yet?
So we had some, say, entertainment and sports and hobbies. So any one of those?
Okay. I'll do them all in one. I'll do a quick 30-second recording. So to make a recording, I just click this right here, the little red button. All right, so actually one of my hobbies is watching sports and playing sports. I'm not too much into movies, actually. It's really hard for me to sit and watch a movie for 2 hours, but I do like watching series on Netflix if the shows are only about 30 or 40 minutes. So yeah, so that's how I feel about sports and entertainment. How about you? So then I stop it. So I've recorded this. All right, so actually it's a little loud. Let me go ahead and share the audio. Oh, you should be able to hear it. So here it's a little loud, right? So I can maybe reduce the volume. I can do a lot of things. I can save it. I can cut it, right? If I want, I can easily delete something. I can easily undo it. But what I'm going to do is now export it. So I'm just going to export the audio as a WAV file. It's very easy. And I will call this hobby. Probably can't see it here, but by the way, we have video tutorials showing how to do this. So today, this is just introduction. We will give you links to step-by-step videos at the end that will show you how to do this. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and hit save to my desktop. And I'm gonna save it, and it's probably gonna pop up right over here. And then this is just a little meta dialog box. You can just click OK. You don't have to put anything in there. And then here it is. Ta-da! How easy was that? So then I can go ahead now and add this. All right, so actually one of my so it was that easy. Now I'm actually going to pop this audio to show you how easy it is to share. I am now going to go back to my page, my Google Drive, and here it is. And in the Google Drive, I have one section, I think it's called Lectures. Here it is. So I have Lectures right here. So I'm going to say, you know what, I'm going to pop this in, this little hobby thing. You know what, let's go ahead and put that in there, hobby. So I'll just drag it into my Google Drive, and it'll just take a second to appear. There it is right here. Now watch this. If I go back to my website, and if I click on the Audacity here, I have a little folder for lectures, and it says the whole bunch. So I'm going to click on that. And voila, there it is. Wow. So you can play it. All right, so actually, so that just took seconds, right? So the teacher can make audio, share it with the students, and then they can hear it instantly. Now I'm going to try a trick. I hope it's going to work. So I have this on my phone. Ta-da! So I'm going to find down here the Audacity, and I'm going to click on that little folder where it says Lectures. So I'm going to click on that. Oh, here it is. Top it says Hobby. There it is. Hobby at the top. So click on this. All right. So actually, one of my hobbies is... So as you can see, super easy. Super, super easy. So you can use Audacity to make a recording, export it, put it in Drive where you already have a link from a website, and then the students can have instant access to what you did. All right, so let's look at some different examples of things that you can make in Audacity and how maybe you can supplement a book. So I'm going to come back here. First, you can make target language. So in the book, they have a section on adverbs, right? So we have quickly, slowly. So there's actually two parts of the book where they talk about adverbs. And so maybe I wanted to make simple audio to reinforce this for the students. So here I made some target language, and it'll open up. And I think this is carefully.
Clear, clearly.
Oh, clearly.
1. Today the skies are clear. 2. Can you speak clearly, please?
So what I did is I made a little audio. I used Evernote actually to just take some notes. And I made some audio for all of these. So maybe I wanted the students to know the difference between clear and clearly, neat, neatly, close, closely, careful, carefully. So I can make a bunch of audio clips, and then the students can listen and get that reinforcement. They can hear the teacher's voice. You can get your friend to do it. The students can make it. They can make their own. Maybe the students write their own, and then they have to make their own model sentences. It's very easy for them to download and install. So on the site, or on Google Drive actually, excuse me, I'm going to go back here. So in Google Drive, I've created a bunch of little audio files. I have the major file here, and then I created some other ones that just model the language from the book. So anything you have in the book, you can then supplement, and you can make your own audio, and the students can access it, and it really makes it a powerful situation. And this is why actually, even with all of my tech tools and skills, I always teach with the book. I find that having a book really makes it so much easy for me to create engaging content for the students, because I don't have to plan it and structure it. The book will give me focus, the book will give me direction, and then from that, I'll be able to create my own materials. There's some other things that you can make with Audacity. So for example, you can make a dialogue. So I have a website called Ello. I don't know if you've ever heard of Ello, but here is Ello. And this is audio that's on SoundCloud.
So I'm here with Angela, and in a previous interview we were talking
So here
about
I have a conversation
Subway, the street, head in their phone.
with another woman, and we're talking about phones and the manners of using phones. So if you do a longer audio and you want to share it with other people, you can easily create something in Audacity and then upload it to SoundCloud, and it's free. And then you could share it with the world, and you could also embed it. You can do a lot with SoundCloud. So highly, highly recommended. The students can create their own podcasts. There's another site called Anchor FM, which also makes it very easy to do podcasts. A couple other things. Well, here it is right here, podcast. So if the students want to make a podcast, or you want to make a podcast, you could use Audacity to record it, and then you can just upload the audio to Anchor. And here is Anchor. Anchor also is free. And this is a task-based module I have for my students. So for my business presentation class, they do, to start off with something to talk about, we do movie reviews. Everybody has to do a movie review, and they have to talk about it. And it has to be at least 3 minutes. It can be between 3 and 10 minutes. So if they want to go on and on and on, they can. If they just want to do 3 minutes, that's fine. And with Anchor, it's so easy. You just record the audio and then upload it, and then you have your little podcast. And they even put you on Spotify, if you can believe it. And here is the little podcast I made. I did a movie review for 99 Homes, and then the students can just play the audio.
Hello, I am going to do a movie review of the film 99 Homes.
So again, Audacity, really easy to do, task-based stuff. There's just so much you can do. All right, so then let's go back here. Now, you're probably watching this going, wait a minute, I don't have any tech skills. There's 3 things that people always say when I try to teach about tech. The first is, I don't have any money. Teachers, we don't make a lot of money. The second one is, I don't have any time, right? I'm so busy. And the third one is, I don't have any skill. So there's it. No money, no time, no skill. And we are living in the golden age because first, almost everything is free. Everything will save you time, especially when you see what you can do with Google Forms coming up. And it's super easy. These app companies, they spend so much time on what's called onboarding. And that is to make sure it's very simple, very easy to use these tools. So if you can open up Microsoft Word and type a document, you are overqualified to pretty much use any app that I'm showing you today. It's just that easy. Okay, so I'm not gonna spoil it, but I have a little feedback. So when this is over, you can hear my message to you. Another thing that you can do with Audacity is give audio feedback. And I am a huge, huge fan of this. I hate typing. I'm not the best typer, and I just don't like typing. So I send my students a lot of audio messages. And I send them maybe 1 message a week. So if I have 60 students, I could usually do all 60 students within an hour. And I don't do them all at the same time. I kind of break it up, but you can send a message to the students. You can send a homework to the students via audio, and you can just put it in a shared folder, which we will get to in just a bit. All right, so that's Audacity. And now we are going to move on to Canva. Dun, da, da, da. So Canva is a visual tool. Let me go ahead here and let's go back. Let's go to Canva. Here it is. Okay, so Canva is a tool for making visual displays, and it is great. So you can use it for a lot of different ways. You can use it in a lot of different ways. Let's go ahead and look at some of the ways that I use it. So the first one, especially if you're teaching lower levels like children, it is great for doing vocabulary. It is absolutely wonderful. And so when you can download these images if you like, or you could actually do them online. So this is using the Canva platform online, and this is the display mechanism. You can show all the visuals at one time, or you can click on them and do them one at a time. Like, what is this? This is a shirt. What is this? This is a hat. What are these? These are boots. So you can use Canva to make content like that. Super, super easy. Another thing a lot of people don't realize is that you can use Canva to make slides. So this is a presentation I did on how to push your lessons for extensive reading and listening. This was a while ago. And if I were to click here, I can get all of my slides. I can have a nicely designed slide. And then I can actually use this as my slide presentation tool. And it's very easy to use. And you can have really snazzy graphics. The pictures are built into the engine when you create it. So it's just wonderful, actually. Let's see, what else can you make with Canva? You can do content enhancement. So this little thing right here, you might recognize it because it is here, right? If I go back, where is it here? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? If I go back, I'm sorry, I'm in the wrong spot. I have so many windows open. Let me go ahead and go back here. Here it is. So it is right here on the bottom, right, of my blog. So I use that, and you can use it to enhance lessons if you want to do a thumb on Facebook or whatever, so you can use it there. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and close some of these windows. I'll stop for just a quick second. If there are any questions, are there any questions somebody would like to ask? Gary, is there anything out there?
We had a few questions.
Okay.
We had one in the Q&A. With these tips and tools, can we apply them for offline lessons and clubs? Thank you so much.
For for offline lessons?
Yeah.
And clubs? Yeah, definitely. So, well, one, let's look at the ones that you can do this for. Definitely online stuff. So first, Audacity, definitely offline, right? So the students can create audio on their own computer. It has to be on a computer. They can create content on their computer, and they don't have to be online. And also the audio, they can use offline, and they can do it like if they're multitasking or things like that. I actually have, for Drive, I actually have some points about that, where for Audacity, and that is, here it is. So for Audacity, I'm going to go ahead and just show it in edit. Well, I guess I'll put it in present mode. So with Audacity, one is they can get exposure recycling and they can get enhancement, but the main thing is they can do it on the move, right? Multitasking. So if you create audio content, the students can go hiking, they can go walking, they can exercise, they can do whatever they, anything they want, and they can listen to it on their phone, they can listen to it from their computer. So that's one huge advantage of using Audacity, is because you don't have to be online. Canva, they can download all of the vocabulary files or the content, and they could view it offline. For example, one of the things that we have here is an infographic, and this infographic kind of goes through all the tools that we're doing today. So the students could download that, and then they could use this as something that they view offline. The big one is actually for Drive. One of the things I really love about Drive is you can make worksheets with Google Slides. So if you have Google Slides, with Google Slides, you can make worksheets and you can save it as a PDF, and then the students can do it when they're not online. So you can basically make the equivalent of a book. Are there any other questions there, Gary, that maybe I should answer? Is that it?
Yeah, I think we're okay for right now.
Okay, cool. So I'm just going to now skip real quick. So just get to Google Forms, because Google Forms, I think it's the best. So with Drive, you can do portfolios. You can share folders with students, which I think is very, very important. So you can create a folder. They put their work in there, and you can just collaborate. It's just really, really powerful. And of course, you can do quizzes, what I'm going to show you in just a second. And you can store and share content. So All the audio so far I've been sharing has been through Drive, although you can use OneDrive. It's just as good. It's equally good. OneDrive and Drive are like Google Drive and Microsoft OneDrive are literally Coke and Pepsi. They are basically the same thing. And if you are in the Microsoft system, that's wonderful. You're not missing out. The only thing you're missing out on is Google Forms, but there is the Excel Forms, which is almost as good, and Blogger. So the Microsoft platform does not have Blogger, but besides that, all the tools are pretty much the same. All right, so now let's get to actually probably the best tool, and that is Google Forms. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop up Google Forms here. So there are a bunch of ways that you can use Google Forms. Okay, so if everybody can go to this page right here, the Google Forms page. So on the website, just go to this website, pushtechtips.blogspot, and you might be in Classic View, right? Now, if you're in Classic View, you might have to scroll all the way down, right, to find it. But you can actually just change the navigation. You can do Flipkart View, and here it is. It's kind of compact. You can do Magazine View. That'll give you just a little bit of text to kind of preview. You can do Mosaic View, which doesn't look so good for this one. You'd have to have a lot of posts. You can do Sidebar View, which is not bad because Sidebar View gives you a little more text, right? So like if I go here to Google Forms, here it is. We were just in Snapshot View, which is this, which is my favorite. And you can also do Time Slide View, which is like this. It's okay, but it's not, I don't think it's as good as the other ones. I prefer the Snapshot. So I'm gonna go ahead and go to Google Forms. So we talked about time, right? So a lot of times teachers, you need time, right? You don't have much time, and especially marking. The number one thing you can do is self-grading quiz. And I noticed that a lot of people said they knew of Google Forms, but a lot of teachers actually don't know about self-grading quizzes. So we're gonna go ahead and do one. So we'll do a basic one first. So here it is. Here's a very basic one. And notice I can tie this in with the book. So let's say for the book here, we are going over some grammar points. And one of the grammar points is adjectives and adverbs. So I can do a couple activities or different types on how to do the quiz. And I will go ahead and share this in the chat so everybody can take the quiz really quickly. Let me just go ahead and stop this and then paste that in there. So if you can't find it, there's the quiz. You can kind of follow along what we're doing. And so a student would come on and they would just put their name. So let's say my name's Todd, and then they would just answer. Okay, so let's say you have a student who's just kind of doesn't try. They're just going to do the first one each time, right? So I'm just going to click the first one each time. I'm not really going to care, but they're going to see the results, right? So here, today the skies are clear. That one is correct. Can you speak clearly, please? Here they're going to get it wrong. And I've given each student 2 points for that. And then here we have 1 point for each. For example, put your things neatly in your desk. The answer should be here, right? So they're going to get this one wrong. But the student then submits it, and they can view their score. So if they click here, ta-da, woo, wow. So then they can see which ones they got right, which ones they got wrong. Now, this is the best part, though. For the teacher, right, I can now check and see how they all did. I'm going to go ahead and close a lot of these. I have so many things open right now. All right, so then I can go to my Drive folder, and I'm going to come back, and I can see, I can assess this now in real time. So I can go to the activity that I made. So here it is in Forms. I think it's in here. And we did, which one is it? Adverbs of manner quiz. Okay, so we did this one right here. So then if I'm the teacher, I open it up, and I can see 37 people have already taken the quiz, right? So that's, I can get the data right away. Now, if I click on responses, I could individually go through and check every student's score if I wanted to. But even better yet, I could say, hey, can I get a spreadsheet of this? So if I click on the spreadsheet, it's going to open up, and then I get all of the answers right here. And so I can see what the students are doing, how they've responded. I can share the answers with the students. So it's just really, really useful to do it this way. So Google Forms instantly, again, you have a Blogger page, you post the quiz, you share the quiz. It's just easy to do. Now there's another type of activity that you can do. You can do what I call the problem projector, which I love. And we'll put your teaching to the test, okay? So try this one. So we're gonna do the next one. This is the problem projector. And I will share this real fast. Or maybe I can add, Gary, I can start asking you to share these files. So for this one, the student has to type in the answer. And it's still self-grading, right? It can still be self-grading, but often you don't have to make it self-grading because you're going to do this live in class. So I'm going to type in my name here. And so here the students would have to write the question in the right order. What is your name, right? And so the student now has to create something. They're not just clicking. And you can see, in a minute, you're going to see the answers. So this one, I made a mistake. So here's going to be a problem. It says must be a number. Somehow there's a glitch, so this one won't come through. And that's a thing. It's going to happen again, actually. Huh. So there you go. There's always something that doesn't work. It says must be a number. I don't know why. Let's see if it's going to submit. So what is an adjective clause? Like, I like the shirt that you are wearing. And what is a noun clause? It is what it is. Okay, so then you can submit, and it says must be a number. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and put 22, and I'm going to avoid it. So that's a glitch I would have to fix. So then you could submit, and then I could submit another response if I wanted to. But then what the teacher can do is, for problem projector, is they can then see the responses in real time. So here it is, the responses. I have 6 responses. I can click here to create a spreadsheet again, and then I can see the responses that the students had, right? So I can check, see if they did this right. So this is a glitch. I should have maybe checked that first. So as you can see, there are some issues sometimes. And then here I can see what the students wrote, and I could use it as feedback, like, hey, Carol, good job, right? I could use it as feedback to talk with the students if I want. I could magnify it, right? I can hide the answers. So like, let's say you're done, you're going over the answers. I'm like, okay, we've done this one. So then I'm going to hide the column. Then we do number 2, we go over the answers. Then I can hide the column. And these ones, there was a mistake, so I'm definitely going to hide that. So you can work through the problems one by one, and it's really useful. So you can use it as a problem projector. Another thing that you can do is you can do a survey like we did in the beginning. You can do a submission share. So if the students are submitting work, right, and you want to share what the students, what they did, or whatever assignment. For example, if you're doing presentations and everybody has a PowerPoint presentation or a Google slide on presentation day, everybody can put it in the submission share, so you have them all lined up, ready to go. Maybe if you want the students to share each other's work and check each other's work, you can do that. So for example, if you want to do the submission share, here I'll go ahead and put in my name and put in my country again, and then you can put the name of a site that you like, right? That's helpful. So I'm going to say ercentral.com. And why do you like it? You can use it to create word lists. All right, so then I would then submit it here. And then I could submit another one if I wanted to. And then the students, then the teacher can share that with everybody. So I'm going to do that right now. So here's my submission share. So I'm going to click this, and then I am going to look at the responses. Looks like I'm the only one that did it so far. I got 2. Colleen, thank you. Okay. So, and then what I can do is click here to, again, create the folder. This is going to come up in just a second. And then this will populate in real time. So if people are doing this in real time, it'll just keep growing and growing and growing and growing, right? So, and then now, if I share this, I can share this link with everybody. And I'm going to get the link. There we go. So now I can share this in the box. There you go. So now you can share it with the class, and if people click on that, voila, they're going to have the list, and it's populating. Now, there's other ways to share. So I'm going to go back here, and you're probably wondering, gosh, I almost left the meeting. That was close. Okay, that was really close. All right, so let's say I just copied this and I want to share it with other people, right? So if I go back to my website, maybe I want to share that. So I can be in edit mode. So here I am in edit mode in Blogger, and I can just add it down here. So where is it? So we want to be in forms, don't we? So I'm going to go back here. I'm going to click on forms. And we have submission shares. I'm going to say see others here. So I'm going to add this one to what everybody said. And I'm going to paste it here and say open in another link, and I'm going to apply it. And I'm going to update it. So now if I come to the website, I might have to refresh the browser here. If I update it, and if I go to Google Forms, and there it is, ta-da! So notice it was very easy to make updates on the fly. And if I click on that, now we have everybody's suggestion, and so you can access them as well. And that is the submission form. All right. So another thing that I like about Blogger is you can use it as the launch pad. So often, I'll have this at the top, and the students, for example, if we're going to play quizzes, they just click on that, and it's going to open straight to the student login. Or Kahoot, it opens straight to the student login, right? And all of these different little tools that we can use. One app I highly recommend, so this one, I have to admit, this is not free, but there's some apps that are so good, they deserve credit, and I think that they should be listed. And that is LearnClick. So LearnClick, I think, costs about 20 bucks, but it's totally worth it because you can do a lot of easy interactive activities like this one. They have many, actually. I'm not trying, I'm just guessing here. And so you could use this if you need to make simple activities in just seconds. I really like LearnClick. It's out of Germany, actually. I have nothing to do with them. I don't know who they are, really. But also they're bilingual, so that you can, their platform is Spanish, German, French, so they do it in different languages. And there's one other thing I'll show you, and that is a really fun activity that you can make. And that is a snazzy video quiz. So the students can do this. So they can make their own video, and then they can create a quiz, or they can get a comment box, and they can get feedback right away. So if the students do some type of presentation, or they make a little movie, or they narrate a book, or anything, they can actually put it in Google Forms, and they can get immediate feedback, right? So here, this is a video that I made, and I think it's 1 minute long, and it's about a bad day. So I have to upload it to YouTube. The video has to be on YouTube, but then you could actually embed it inside Google Forms.
I had big plans. There were so many things I was going to do. First, I was going to play soccer. I was so excited, but it rained all day long, so I couldn't play. I was so bummed. Then, later in the afternoon, I was going to go see the new Mission Impossible movie with my friends. We were going to see it at the new theater downtown. But it was sold out. It was so crowded we couldn't get in. And then later in the evening, I was going to have dinner with my girlfriend. I was so looking forward to it. But she got sick and she couldn't eat. She couldn't meet me, so it was so bummed. I was so bummed. It was so bad. Yesterday, I was going to do so many things, but I ended up not doing anything. Oh well, as they say, if at first you don't succeed, try again.
So if you make a video like this, you can have it where the students watch it. They can take a quiz, right? And it could be a self-graded quiz. And then they could submit and get the answer. You could have a comment box, like a submission box. They could write how they feel about with the presentation or whatever. So the students can use it as well. It's very easy to make. And real quick, that video, just so you know, I just drew it on my whiteboard like this, and I just narrated it with my phone. I do these all the time for my class. Any language point, I can just do it quickly, and that's it. All right, so now, the big question is probably, okay, how do you use it? So we're going to show you how to use it, how to create something. And the main ones that you're probably going to want to know about are how do you create Blogger and how do you create a Google quiz. So with Blogger, when you do your first one, you're going to see like a blank page. It's like a blog post. And up here in the top, it'll say create blog. Then you have to think of a name for your blog. The easiest one I found is to do actually very descriptive, like kind of take a sentence of what you do and push the words together. So I did push tech tips because push stands for produce, use, share, host. It's a thing I do. I might do the name of my class, like, you know, if it's elementary A, I might go ELEA 2017 or something like that. And to create a new blog, it's really easy. You just go here and just go new blog, and it'll guide you through the process, and then you get your blog. And then when you are ready, you go new post. And so I'm going to put it here, a big thank you. And then I'll just type here, thank you. Right, and I appreciate your time. And so this is going to be really, really basic. So then I'm going to go ahead and just publish this. I'm going to confirm it. Yep, I want to publish it. And then if you come to the website now, you will actually see that post. So here it is. Right, so there it is. There's my latest post. So if you want to, do this on a daily basis, maybe you want to have the homework all ready for the students to view, you can just post it at the end. You can also do snazzy things like take it away. So if I don't want it, I can go to revert to draft. Say, hey, you know what? I don't want that out there yet. So now it's back in draft mode. So then when you hit refresh, it is gone. You can actually move around the order of the tiles by just changing the date. So there's lots you can do. Now, this was really fast. I have a bad habit. I have a really bad habit. Every time I do a presentation, people go, you do too much, it's too fast. And it's true, but I have a free website and you can do it step by step. I'll be adding more videos that show you how to do it. So here's Audacity, here's Blogger, here's Canva, here's Evernote. We didn't do Evernote because we didn't have time. Here's how to do all the different quizzes, step by step, how to make it. And I show you step by step. So I would have bored you to death if I did it in class. So I did not do it. But I will share that link with you. I think Gary already said that he has shared it. But you will get a link to that, and you can do these tutorials at your own leisure. You can also preview next week. We're going to do Nearpod and PowerPoint. So give Google some love today, and we're going to give Microsoft a lot of love next week. So we will be doing that, and we'll be doing Nearpod, which is the #1 teaching tool online. It's now my #1. Google Forms used to be #1. Nearpod now is #1. I think it's the best. And the last thing to share with you is my contact information. So, and my websites. I'm going to go ahead and go here to this last slide. And you can go through these slides, by the way. I was just rambling, but you can go through the presentation slides if you want. Here is my contact information. You can email me at todd@lo.org. I would love to create a connection with you, network, whatever. Here are my websites, lo.org. It stands for English Listening Lesson Library Online. Sound Grammar, where we have little animated grammar videos. Spanish listening for people to learn Spanish. I know a lot of people are here from Ecuador and Peru, and this is embarrassing. I don't speak Spanish. I created the site for my partner, Daniel from Chile, and I use it to learn Spanish, but I don't really speak Spanish. But if you want to help us and be part of Spanish listening, we would love to have you. Or if you'd like to be on ELO, you could help us and be on ELO with English or Spanish listening. You actually get paid a little bit for both. And then meals.org, that's the big one. If you go to meals.org, meels.org, you can sign up for an email course, and we are always showing videos on how to do this stuff. I'm an ed tech geek. I love teaching with all these tools. I love teaching live. I'm not a computer nerd totally, but yeah, that's it. So again, I'd like to give a big thanks to eFuture for having me today, and for giving me the opportunity to kind of show how you could use these tools to spruce up a textbook. You know, like I said, it's just so easy. You can use Audacity to make audio for the content. You can use Canva to make vocabulary cards or visuals to help you teach the content. You can use Google Forms to make quizzes to teach the content. You can use Google Slides to make workbooks. I did not have enough time to show how to do that, but there is a video in the training program that shows you how to use Google Slides to make a workbook. And I'm out of breath. Thank you very much. And I think it's ready to go back to Gary.
Yep. Todd, if you wouldn't mind, we did have a few questions in the chat.
Oh, sure. Of course. Yeah.
One person asked, can you host a blogger on your own domain?
Yes. When you go through the walkthrough process, they'll ask you if you have your own domain, and you can. Yeah.
Okay. Next one.
It's a little more cumbersome. It's a little more tricky, but you can do it.
Okay. Next one is it possible to have a Google form in which you include open questions and multiple choice?
Yes, you can mix them, mix and match. So if it's an open question, what you can do is have like scoring later. Like it can be worth 10 points or whatever, but you have to, of course, score the question manually. Like the computer can't know if the answer is right, can't read it like AI or anything like that, but you can do that. They don't all have to be calculable.
Okay, and just now we have one in the chat from Benjamin. Out of the 4, which do you think is best for teaching adults?
Oh, geez. Like saying which child do you like the most? Forms is #1. You can do so many things with Google Forms. It's the ultimate tool because it's easy to access. You can do a lot of different interactivity. The students, you know, they have to interact, and then you get the assessment right away. And you can even share it so the students can get the immediate feedback. So it's pretty hard to beat Google Forms. And actually, to be honest, Google Forms is so good. I didn't have time today to talk about quizzes and Kahoot and Quizlet Live and all that. I use them all, but amazingly, Google Forms is still the best one, really. It's still the one that I think has the most flexibility, how you can add video and things like that.
And then one here from the Q&A. Do the students need to have a Google account to receive the Google Forms quiz, or the teacher just has to send or post a link in order to the students to complete it?
No, not at all. They need a a Google account if they want to share a folder. But even Google kind of has a way around that to let you do it, but it's not worth it. It's just best to go ahead and create a Google account. And actually, I didn't have time to talk about that, but the thing with Google is I always create your own teacher account, and I always ask the students to create their own learner account. So don't use your private accounts. So you can just create another Gmail for your classes, for your teaching, which I have my private Gmail, and I have the one I use for all my classes. And I ask the students to do the same and make it, so they only use it for learning purposes.
And we have one here. What is the difference of use between Canva and PPT or Google Slides? So is there any glaring weaknesses between the two?
Yeah, the main thing is just Canva is there's zero interactivity on the slide screen. So the plus of Canva is you can have, actually let's pull it up real fast so you can see. So if you use Canva, you can search the library for images, right? So let's say I'm going to create a design, and I'm going to say I want to do presentation. Here it is. And let's say the topic is sports, right? So I type in sports, and it'll give me some themes. If I go to photos, here it is. So this is a free photo. I can drag that up and I can use it. So Google Slides and I guess Google Slides, you can pull it from Google Images, but it's probably safer to just pull it from the Canva library. Also, if you're doing let's say children, whatever, you're doing clothing, let's say you want shoes, right? And you want to teach vocabulary, like, oh, there you go, there's some shoes, and you can move it around. So that's pretty much it. Like you have a static slide, but you can still have really nice visual slides that have the same theme, and you can add images, which you really can't do with Google Images, with Google Slides, sorry, or PowerPoint.
And then I guess just to reiterate for some people asking in the chat as well, all of these apps are for free, or the majority of them?
They're all for free. The only one that's not is I did throw in LearnClick. I just, I don't know why, just to throw it in like another app, but yeah, all of them are free. Yeah, nothing is, you cannot pay. Oh, Evernote, which is not in the presentation, in Canva, you can pay for the freemium, but yeah. So also one quick thing about Canva, how it works. So you get the free photos, but you can't get unlimited free photos. So like if you are doing vocabulary, after about maybe 6 or 7 images, it'll probably stop showing you the free options. So usually for one little project, you can only do maybe 8 or 9 free graphics or images, and then it's going to only show you the ones that you have to pay for.
Okay, so that is it for the questions. So
okay.
I'm going to get into the kind of final information here for you guys. So thank you, Todd, for the very informational webinar from today. And he's going to be back next week as well with more resources for everyone and for your online learning. So we do have another webinar next week. So interactive slides for class engagement. The times will be exactly the same. Okay, so the start time today in your country will be the same, so don't worry about that. You can find the registration link on our Facebook, and we will be posting a reminder post with the registration link as well on our Facebook page. So look out for that. So with our certificates, we do ask that you contact our partners in the country that you are in. Okay? So we do have a lot of attendees. So it is we are kind of a small team here at eFuture. So we do kind of work together with our partners in your country. So these are all of the emails that you can contact to get your certificates. For those that are in India, Nepal, and Hong Kong, Philippines, any country that is not on our list here, if you see at the very bottom, just contact us directly at inquiry@eltkorea.com. My colleague is putting the links in the chat for our YouTube channel. So those that have requested the recording for today's webinar, we will be doing a bit of edits and we will upload them to our YouTube channel within the coming days. And I will be publishing that link on our on our Facebook page as well. So do that as well. We do have our survey. If you can fill that out and let us know of any webinar topics or anything that you'd like for us to do in the future. And here are all of our social media. So our YouTube channel, eFuture ELT, so you can find that there. You can like and subscribe. On Facebook, you can search Global ELT eFuture. Okay, so you can find us on Facebook there. And for those, I see some questions again about the certificate. So we customize the certificate with all of your names and attendees. So since we have people attending from various different countries, we do recommend that we do ask that you contact our partners in the country. We do have our own attendee list. So first we have to confirm. So if you contact them, what happens is they confirm with the list that we have for everyone. And then we make the certificate and send it to you. If the webinar survey isn't accepting responses, I will enable that very soon, so I'm sorry about that. Let me see. So I will make it, in just a little bit, we will make it so that you can put the survey, you can accept the survey responses. So apologies for that. I will do that right now. I see everyone's thing, so don't worry. Just a little bit of just a quick button I need to click here to get the survey responses ready. So don't worry too much. I will get it right now. Okay. So useful. Oops. Don't panic. Don't panic. I'm clicking the button right now, so refresh your page. So responses should be done here. So please let me know. I just clicked the button right now, so you need to refresh it. Okay, there we go. Thank you, Brian, for confirming. It's working. So what's our name? So our presenter today, his name was Todd Beuckens, and my name is Gary from eFuture. Okay. So it's working now. Okay, very good. So that is the survey link again that my colleague just posted. I'm still showing as well. So this is the email contact. Just send an email to our partners. I do ask to give them a bit of patience. We do have, I saw upwards of 350 attendees today. So it could take a bit of time. If after X amount of days, please contact us on our Facebook page if you haven't received your certificate. Okay? So we will be, if you don't receive your certificate after, say, 3 days after you send a email to them, please contact us on our Facebook page, and we will be sure to kind of get things settled for you. All right? So those are our links to all of our social media. We will be back again next week, same time, same place, with Todd, same person as well, same presenter. So I will post one last thing in case we missed it earlier. So these were the how-to videos for all of the resources that we've covered today, or that Todd had covered today. So these are some how-to videos on how to create all of these things and how to use them in your classroom. Okay, so these are where you can find those how-to videos that I mentioned in the chat earlier, right? So just to double check, make sure that the survey, yep, we are getting survey responses, so the survey should be working now. Okay. So what time, so let me go back to our schedule. So in Mexico, it will be at 9 p.m. Okay, so on the 22nd. All right. Okay, thank you everyone. Again, thank you for all the survey responses. We will be sure to look through it. And I'll post that link one last time here for your how-to videos for the resources. And thank you, Todd, again for the time spent today. And we will see you again next week. Okay, so thank you guys so much.
Thanks, everybody.
Off here.